One time sitting as an assistant principal in the bleachers while both my sons were playing football, and my husband was enjoying the football game while I was typing away, and both of my sons made a play on the football team. And my husband said, "Jay, did you see that?" And of course I lied. "Yes, that was my baby. He did good." And I had not seen the thing. So when the game, yes, exactly. Anybody else had that experience? You just, yes. And so as we're driving home, my husband and sons are talking about the game and the pass that I did not see. And I remember thinking, that paper I was typing could have waited, but I would never get that opportunity again where the three Bishop men, my last name was Bishop, had shared this moment. And of course, the next year one son graduated, the year after that another son graduated, and that's what caused me to take several more years to complete, because I said I needed to start having joy in the journey, because I may not reach the goal, but I would have enjoyed the journey along the way. May 14, 2016, I had my book launch, yes. Oh, we have a birthday girl in here. Awesome. And so I want to encourage everyone to find joy in the journey. If it means to develop your spiritual life, your work life, your relationships, your health and your leisure, and that's what I talk to people about. And when I work specifically with women who are in the military, I work with them for Boots to Breakthrough so that they can transition from military service to civilian success. But my turning moment in my trailblazing was on May 14th to begin with, when we had the book launch. Sunday, May 15th, I'm a member of Military Order of World Wars, which was retired officers who do a lot of youth leadership in the community. So I was there all day. We had a female general. I had to be in her presence, because how often do you get to see that? And she came to our chapter meeting. Was there all day, came home, my husband was watching the game. He's an athletic director now, he's an assistant principal, and he enjoys football. And I sat down, we were talking about everything that we, had enjoyed that weekend. And when was the last time you had a conversation with your mate for 3 hours straight? Anybody had a conversation with their mate for 3 hours straight recently? Oh, that lady's face in 3 hours, are you kidding me? I got things to do. Okay. Awesome. Let's give that young lady a round of applause. She is enjoying the journey. So my husband and I sat there on Sunday, May 15th, with a 3-hour conversation. And this was one day in a long time where I didn't even change my clothes. You know how when you've been out all day, and as soon as you get into the house, you take off all your jewelry, take off your clothing so you can get comfortable. I didn't even do that on this day. So I go to sleep while he's still up watching TV. The next morning was the beginning of the week for school. And as a principal, I don't know if I was more excited than the kids about school. Summertime was about to be embraced. So that Monday morning, May 16th, I get up, and my husband is still sleeping because I'm using the family alarm clock, and my sons had already moved out of the home. And I rub his leg. I say, "Hey, William, it's time to get up." Because I don't want him to call me angrily that I left the house and he didn't get up. He was just sleeping so peacefully. And then I rubbed his back, and I said, "You know what? It's time to go. It's time to go." And he still didn't wake up. I did not realize that 30 minutes earlier, the Lord had called him home from congestive heart failure, and he had passed away. And this was last May 2016. And at that point, of course, life just stops and ceases as you know it. During the course of that summer, it made me realize that when my husband was pushing me to complete this book the previous summer, and that 2 days earlier he was with me at the book launch, that now God was asking or showing me, now can you really show how you get joy in the journey, even in the midst of your own heartache? And of course, when you have the faith of the Lord, he will bring you through it. And so this has definitely been a year of a different type of transition and being a trailblazer in my own life and trying to be there to lead other women in different capacities. So we went through the summer. I decided to resign from education at the end of this year after 22 years, relocate to Summerville, South Carolina to be closer to my parents. Oh, that's right, we got some South Carolinians who know about Summerville. And be able to embrace more joy in the journey. So as I close with you this evening, the lesson or the call to action that I want to leave you all with is that as you go through every season in your life, take the moment to enjoy the journey along the way, whether that is making sure that you have a sense of peace in your spiritual life, and that's more than just going to church. That might be meditation, somehow or another being able to get centered in your life. If you're still working, even if work is volunteerism, know that you have a purpose. I think one of the young ladies had said earlier about being able to find a purpose in your life. I'm here to share with you that there are 2 very important days in your life. Can anybody tell me what those 2 important days are? the day you were born. Interesting. A lot of people always say the day you die. I'm here to help make a paradigm shift. The two most important days, with all due respect, I'd like to share with you is the day you were born and the day you find out why. And finding out why in every season of your life, every decade, it changes. When we're in our 20s or our teens and we're starting our family, our purpose is, raising the best kids as we can between those years, within those 18 years. When you're in your 30s, you may be building a career or extending your education. When you're in your 40s, you're really nurturing your marriage and your relationships because the kids are about to be empty nesters and leave home. When you're in your 50s, you're thinking, ooh, I'm in my golden years now. I'm going to ride off into the sunset and enjoy the fruits of my labor. And then when you're a sassy 60s or a sassy 70s or, really elevated 80s, you're realizing that how beautiful God is and you're enjoying everything. So as I close with you this evening, I encourage each and every one of you, continue to realize that the two most important days in your life is the day that you were born and the day that you find out why. And when you find out why, live your life with purpose and walking in that why. And I wish for each and every one of you to continue to create the life and work you love to live. Giving God the praise. Thank you so much for having me here this evening. Thank you, Lucinda. Thank you, Miss Kent. And God bless everyone.
I like to call her Dr. J. But I have not had an evil thought in my mind. I'm not kidding. When you're around her, you think, okay, I can turn this around. And just say, okay, God's trying to take it. That's all. Take it easy. Panic, And so I want to thank you again for sharing this with me. Okay, last but not least, and see how things work out? Yes. A young lady by the name of, and I'm sorry, I'm going to look on the card, it's a Lady J. Yes. She would like to close us in song. We have lots of food, and what I want to do is I want to thank you all for allowing us to come. We didn't come across the bridge, we just came from down the way to your fine town and so we can
Can't hear you. Put the mic on, please.
Okay, so which part do I have to go? Y'all not gonna make me go back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, these people heard it.
Fine.
Okay, well, now, but actually, Lady J is gonna actually may need the mic, so.
She's got a big voice.
All right, again, thank you, stay with refreshments, and, Lady J. I'm so excited.
It's all good. This is a wonderful occasion. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Everybody who knows me, who knows, it's a pleasure meeting you. See, those J's are bad.
I know that's
everything
right.
you're talking about May and all that. I'm a May baby. I love the Lord. I call myself a musical therapist. Singing.
Yes.
That's why when Teresa asked me to come, she's like, "See what you want?" She knows what I do is fill out the crowd. And I ask, "Look, what songs you want to do?" Because I'm a market maker. So then that we were talking about and discussing being a trailblazer. Can y'all hear me? Is it on? It's still not up, is it?
Yeah, the mic.
Yeah, it's on. We can hear you. That is on, but I need the. It's on. We can just right there. 1, 2, 2, 2. You know me. I got. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. Y'all gotta hear what Lady J talking and singing around. That's right. That's right. What I was saying was, it's always a blessing to be in your presence, to have woken to it, to be waking up to see this day. Because a lot of us didn't wake up. They woke up on the other side. I love the Lord truly, but I want Him to keep me on this side as long as He can, so I can bless you all in song and enjoy seeing your smiles and your hugs that we give each other, one another, and all of that good stuff. So my lady don't get on me. I know she's gonna get me. But anyways, what we're gonna do, I know because the refreshments are ready. I think this song is appropriate. You know, I sing everything, like I said, from gospel, Motown, oldies, pop, rock, all that. You ever need me to come and do some stuff for you? I think we make a good team. I'll be your other goddaughter. It's going to be the Trailblazing J's going around up in here. Lady J with Dr. J. That's how we going to do this thing now. Look at that, Teresa. You just done started something up in here. All right. So I want everybody to put your hands together like this a little bit. We're going to sing Oh Happy Day. And I got my aunt and all of my vocals. I see all my family here can sing. So that's what we're going to sing right now, okay? And I need y'all to sing with me and go on, do the background with me. All right, here we go. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. There you go. Oh, happy day. Happy day. Yeah. When Jesus was. When my Jesus was. When Jesus washed, He washed my sins away. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Happy day. One more time. When Jesus washed, when my Jesus washed, when Jesus washed, He washed my sins away. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Here we go. He taught me how. There you go. He taught me how to watch. What? Fight and pray, fight and pray, yeah. Fight and pray, yeah, yeah. And we'll rejoice in every day. Oh, happy day. This is a happy day. That's right, y'all. When Jesus was, when our Jesus was, when Jesus was, He washed our sins away. Thank you. God bless y'all. You know Lady J loves you. And now we got a new Dr. J in town. She lady too. God bless y'all.
God bless you.
Refreshments are served.
Let's get a group shot. If you and Miss Kim can sit up here up front, because we gotta get our chamber lady. We definitely need this group shot.
You have a queen of selfies here. I'm terrible. But she can get all of us in the selfie and everybody out.
Okay.
I can't do it that well.
Oh, is it the we need you in it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Sir, you got it? You gonna get we want y'all in the picture. Don't tell me we want everybody in the picture.
Yes, we want everybody.
Everybody. All everybody. Everybody. We want us all in there. Yeah.
You need to be in the picture. This is
Now, while we're doing this, please feel free. We have soup, chicken soup to warm you up. We have beverages. We have angel fruit cake with peaches over it. We've got chocolate cookies. We've got all kinds of delicious stuff.